What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans stand up. And today I want to talk about Marist Liufau, third round pick for the Dallas Cowboys out of the University of Notre Dame. And when we scouted him, salute to my guy, Professor O, he was one of the first people that put me on him when we were going through the draft process. The first thing that stood out was his IQ is off the charts. That was something that I loved about him in college. Now, y'all going to have to forgive me because I did cut up his college film. I also did him in JD Bird Train, did a whole video about the two linebackers possibly being in play for the Dallas Cowboys, and I didn't press the upload button. So we are going to circle back around and dive into Marist today. Now, if you want to go back and see his college film, I think my brother DMV did a film breakdown on him, so I'll post that in the comments below. But like I said, the very first thing that stands out when it comes to Marist is his IQ is off the chart, and that is going to be represented in this very first play here. So you're going to see him come down here, have him circled right there playing linebacker, and be able to read the play action. Doesn't stay with it too long, and then recognizes, gets off of it. Okay, the running back doesn't have the ball. Let me get back out to my spot. Okay, my corner has a flat, so I'm good there. So now we're spying the quarterback. So good read. Like, his IQ is off the chart. And at Notre Dame, they did a lot of weird things with their linebacker. So it was a lot of different rotations, but he was the commander in chief with all the communications, all the keys. So he's a guy that I think that eventually will be the green dot guy for the Dallas Cowboys. As of right now, we have Eric Kendricks, but I feel like Coach Zimmer, if he's going to be around for a while, right, he's going to have his new Eric Kendricks mold right there in Marist Liufau. So I want to kind of point out some of the things that when it comes to his play recognition and communication, it's top notch. And even for a young rookie, it's there. I think he is definitely a guy that plays the linebacker position from the neck up. It's not all about talent, right? Because there's some guys who have godly talent. They have this godly kind of mold and build about themselves and athleticism. Marist has that, but the helmet is what really separates him from a lot of young linebackers. And you'll see that another thing that really separates Marist is his coverage ability. It jumps off the screen. So you'll see him come down in coverage. Now, granted, I don't know what the hell the rest were looking at, right? Because they're a false start. You know what I'm saying? Hella false start, right? With this tight end over here and also with this right tackle. But it is what it is, right? But once again, communication. All right, so communicating, Marist knows his read, and watch how he blankets this tight end on this out route. He's on it. So good recognition, communication. He's probably saying he jumped off sides, but it is what it is, and jumped right on that out route. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with Marist, but there's a lot of people in the Trey Lance videos like, Trey shouldn't be playing like that. He's horrible. He sucks. Well, this is a college national champion right here. You know what I'm saying? And look how bad he played. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to young quarterbacks, that's a horrible throw. That is an overthrow, right? So it could be a whole lot worse. I mean, for those of you who think Trey played bad in the preseason game, I personally don't think he played that bad. It could have been a whole lot worse, but enough with Stetson Bennett. But coming to Marist, right, just to be able to pick up the route and get on this inside hip right there. So that is bagged. That forces Stetson Bennett to make the overthrow, and Marquise Bell gets the interception. So good play recognition from Marist Liufau. I feel like coverage is his strongest asset. Run game, we'll talk about that soon, but coverage is definitely his top ability. Now here we go with the Mike Zimmer special, the double A gap mug. So a lot of people don't understand when we talk about this, because we'll talk about it all season long, right? You have your A gap right there between the center, right? And what he does is with his two linebackers, he mugs it. So he brings these linebackers down to the line of scrimmage, right? So now, as far as your numbers games, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pretty much 7 that you have to accommodate for at the line of scrimmage. So if you're offensive lineman trying to get your reads and your tails and your slides, it kind of throws things off. Now, close your eyes and imagine once this is Micah Parsons and Overshown, that's when it's going to really get fun. But as of right now, that is the double A gap mug. So it kind of is a way to simulate pressure. But what Zimmer does often is, okay, so Marist and Harvey, I believe that is showing. Now they drop, right? And so you need linebackers that can turn and run and have athleticism. And Marist is definitely one of those guys. He can drop, gets his underneath coverage, bag up that tight end, sit in that hook, and force a quarterback to throw elsewhere. So you're going to see that a lot because what Coach Zimmer is going to do, I might do a Coach Zimmer video, right? But It could be that he's dropping this play. It could be he's dropping next play. And then all of a sudden, there goes Micah Parsons through the A gap and getting pressure. Or you could stunt Will Harvey over here and then drop. Like, so you can get so creative with this double A gap if you play college football 25. Like, everyone's using it online because you can do a lot of different things and really confuse the offensive lineman with their slide protects, but also the quarterback as well if they're not adequate to make their proper reads. Now, this play really jumped out, and I had to double check to make sure I was looking at the right person, right? So try to locate Marist. I'm going to play a little game with y'all. Where is Marist on the field, right? Because it's kind of, they're in an empty formation. The Rams are in an empty formation. So where is Marist? Where is he? Is he here? Is he there? Where is Marist? Well, damn, there he is right there on the boundary. So it shows some of the versatility, and watch him in coverage, right? He's kind of smooth in his back pedal. Good drops, turns his hips, and can run where I believe that's a tight end, I believe, right? So here is why this is important. Now, ideally, you don't want linebackers out on the boundary, playing corner, right, versus some of these wide receivers. But the game is changing. The game of football is changing, and a lot of teams have these Dalton Kincaids or they have these Kyle Pitts as guys who are tight ends, but they're also kind of hybrid wide receivers that can go out and play on the boundary and really spread you out. So what you want to do is have a guy who's a hybrid that if that happens, they can hold their own. And I think that's where Marist really comes into play, is to be able to cover some of these shiftier wide receiving tight ends and do a lot of different things in coverage. And I think that's the real attraction when it comes to him, but also the upside potential, because like I said, he plays well from the neck up. Now, when it comes to run defense, going back to his college film, he missed a lot of tackles. He comes downhill kind of out of his pursuit, proper angles, but I feel like he can grow with that. Now, he only had like 16 snaps on Saturday, or was it Sunday? When did we play? Sunday? 16 snaps on Sunday, and only like 4 or 5 of them were actually run plays. So he didn't get a lot of exposure, but going back to his college film, he'll come downhill, but sometimes he comes down the hill a little too fast and he'll slip off of tackles. But on this play right here, you'll see him come down, good engagement with this guard. And as we talk about in our film sessions, what is his hands doing? Separation, right? So you want to be able to shed these blockers. So good job of keeping your hand extended, but also that outside hand free. So that way, if the running back was to bounce outside, you have the leverage and continue to fight, still creating separation, and then coming back and ultimately getting in on the play. So I feel like if there's any areas of improvement, it's going to be in the run game when it comes to Marist, because the Rams, of course, they run a lot of 11 personnel. They don't run like, big tight end personnels, 12 and 22 and stuff like that, right? So what's going to happen where teams line up and want to play mano-a-mano football? Where's the value of Marist really going to come in from there? That remains to be unseen, but I think that's the area of improvement that he'll need to focus on, is just being stronger in the run game. But I think he'll grow into that. But as far as coverage, IQ, being able to drop and turn his hips, it's all there, and the athleticism is there as well when it comes to Marist Liufau. This is him playing middle linebacker, so he can play will, and he can also play inside and interior. So like I said, nothing too crazy as far as the run defense went on display on Sunday's game. But if there's a player you should be excited about, I would definitely put Marist Liufau on that radar, because the upside potential, the IQ, like this is going to be the guy that's probably going to be calling the shots for the Cowboys defense for future years to come. It's just him getting stronger, getting more help in the run game, and just getting more exposure. And I think ultimately the Dallas Cowboys got a good find. So that's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Follow me on all social media platforms at JTuck151. If you love the film content, you love the education, you love just having fun, you are in the right spot. So hit that subscribe button. We're on all social media platforms from TikTok to Instagram. We are everywhere, so you don't want to miss out. We are going to have a fun football season, Cowboys Nation, and we want to make sure everyone's coming along for the ride. And you're almost at 15,000 subscribers. We're like 15 people away. So share the content. Let's get the numbers up and keep things moving. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. And I love that the Dallas Cowboys actually care about the linebacker position this season. Let's go.